If you have tried everything and yet nothing has changed, this video is going to help you. I'm going to be sharing with you the 3 things on why nothing's been changing and how you can actually start to shift it to create the change you're really looking for. To put it simply, there is a lot of bullshit on the internet today, and my intention with this video is to help clear it up so that you can tap into the true essence of your power as well as your inherent worth. Good news is you are a powerful force of creation. And this video is going to help you clear any distortion of how you see yourself so that you can move in your life the way you really want to live. The more awareness you have of yourself, the more you can liberate yourself from the past bullshit to free yourself into that dream life now. So let's get started. First mistake that you could be making, maybe you're saying a lot of affirmations. Maybe you're doing a lot of visualizations. You're doing scripting. You're listening to all the sleep tapes, all this energy. And yet when you look out into your world, you see the same shit. So why is it that this effort in creating this new life continues to recreate the old life? Well, your current experience in life right now is a reflection of who you believe yourself to be, your state of being, your thoughts and your feelings. Neville Goddard would say these are your assumptions. And these assumptions, what's really important here to understand is these assumptions, these views of yourself are a result of the past. Something happened in your life, most likely when you were growing up, between you and your caregivers, and you took a belief, a meaning to be true about yourself. This person treated you this way, I must not be worthy. They weren't there for you emotionally, maybe they physically left, maybe emotionally they are unavailable, I'm not worth staying for. So as a result of those beliefs about yourself, you have filters. Your self-image is what you basically see the world through. You don't see it with your eyes, you see it with your mind. And your mind is the programs from your past. So you keep finding people, you keep finding situations that show you, oh my God, this is all I am. Disappointment, no joy, rejection. And you've been putting all this energy in and nothing changes this. Why? Because when this is what is really changing. This is what changes your circumstances. You make a change here, it's going to change this. Because this is the first part, this is the second part. But when you're spending all this time visualizing and you're journaling and you're affirming to change it, your outside world to this, right? Maybe it's about money. Maybe it's about getting that love of your life, that secure, loving relationship. You're affirming for that different outside experience. But what's missing here is the affirmations are not shifting who you need to be. How can you change your self-concept? You're going to have to energetically cut the cords of the past. And remember, there was an experience that happened when you were younger on why you believe it to be true that you're not worthy. Most likely, it's somebody else's opinion. It's how somebody else treated you, and that has caused you to see yourself that way. So rather than taking all of that energy and shifting it towards whatever's here, how can you re-reason? How can you affirm? How can you break the cord? Because you got to change the way that you see the past. You have to change your perspective of that event in order for it to be easier to dissolve that this is even true. Because when you were a kid, your mind you did not have complex thinking. So you related everything to you. So it was your fault. They did that because of you. As an adult, you can see it had nothing to do with you. So when you start doing that and you start using an affirmation, which is to strengthen something that you are good enough, the emotional capacity of the adults around you as a kid had nothing to do with you. That can create space for you to start stepping into who you need to be in order to see these circumstances change. This is always going to happen first, and then you will see this. These are the seeds. This is the fruit. You had no change in your outside world. You've been putting in a lot of effort. Have you really changed the way you see yourself? Because if you keep focusing on the outside, you're not actually going to the source of it. And actually, you're basically ignoring yourself, because letting go energetically of who you have been is the only thing that's going to change what you're able to see. Because remember, you don't see your reality with your eyes, you see it with your mind. And unless you start to re-reason and let go, whatever way you can, at an energetic level. You can't just say, oh, I don't believe that anymore. I am wonderful. I am loved. But you believe you're not worthy. The feeling and the belief is always going to override that effort. So every time you're trying to fight it, that self-concept just brings you right back to the start. So you got to change the self-concept, affirming for you and not the outside situation. Focus on who you need to be. Let go by diving in to the parts of yourself that are painful, diving in to those things that you want to change. Change the way you relate to them. Second thing you got to do to start realizing so that you can change your circumstances is to understand you, me, everyone. We're actually giant magnets. We send out an electromagnetic signature. Our thoughts are the electrical part, but our feelings are what magnetizes experiences to us. And what feeds that magnet? The feeling feeds the magnet. So if you are energetically relating to yourself from the past, and if you believe that you're not enough, you're going to magnetically draw only the situations that are going to prove to you, show you that you're not enough. So understanding that you don't have to create all these new situations, you just have to change the dominant feeling. And that's why maybe you feel really good. Maybe you meditate. Maybe you say your affirmations and you are in that new feeling and you're feeling it. I feel love. But when you get up from those things and you go throughout your day, it goes back to not feeling enough. And me personally, I did this all the time. And I thought, okay, well, I'm feeling not enough. Oh, I'm going to go do things for people. I'm going to go prove to this person. I'm going to send them this text, because all my stuff mostly happened in romantic relationships. I didn't feel good enough, so I thought I would do stuff to override this feeling. All my actions came from this. I feel like I'm not enough, so then I'm going to go and try to be the hero, be everything, dazzle, charm, whatever. Be the super nice person, understanding, always available. But I was doing that from a place of not feeling enough. So what did I keep magnetizing to myself? Situations that were disappointing, people were emotionally unavailable, things that just fell through, because that would reflect that feeling that I was actually drawing things to me from. As opposed to, how could I be and magnetize from a state of love? Well, I don't have to do anything to prove that I'm lovable. And this was a literal awareness that I had to gain of myself by understanding what I had been through and what my child mind thought that I had to do in order to get my needs met. So when I used my adult mind to start saying, oh, wait a second, I can't earn love. I am love. And in order to attract, magnetize to me situations that would show that, reflect the way I'm feeling, magnetize the way I'm feeling, it would be for me to love myself, appreciate myself, realize I can't earn my worth. I don't have to, as I am right now. And that was a tough thing for me to do, is to really accept and love myself as I was, and not when I accomplished the goal, or when I had a certain amount of followers, or when I had that love situation. Then I'll love myself, because this person loves me, then I'll love me. And that's what this Abby would do over here. Not realizing I would just kept magnetizing not enough to myself. So when you start to realize I'm a giant magnet, what feeling am I magnetizing from? What is your dominant feeling? Start to really turn around and look at yourself. Why is it that I'm feeling that way? And start to really become aware. Compassionately curious, as Gabor Mate would say. We're not judging, we're not blaming, we're not accusing. We're simply trying to become aware of what feeling is your dominant feeling, because that's where you're magnetizing from. So I had to change what I was feeling inside me first, before I actually was able to see a reflection, because I was able to magnetize somebody to me who reflected that I'm lovable, who reflected that I'm worthy, not because they were the first ones to show me that. I already felt that about myself in order to actually attract them into my life. So the more you start to understand that your feelings matter significantly, because that's where you're literally drawing situations to your life from. Now, if a situation comes in where someone's treating you shitty, well, the meaning and label you put on that is also going to matter because, okay, somebody starts, okay, whoa, boundary here. I love myself. I'm worthy. I'm deserving. So you start realizing and start being able to be a ninja in different situations because what meaning or label, what energy are you relating to yourself from? Not enough. Oh, that person didn't call me because XYZ. Or actually, I don't know what that person's doing. Whoa, I actually am going to move away from this energy because I know that I deserve better and I deserve respect. Understand, you are a magnet and your dominant feeling is what is here fueling how and what you magnetize into your life. And the third thing that you can start doing in order to start actually seeing a change in your outside world is to realize, okay, I am either, this is big Dr. Joe Dispenza work, I am either defined by my past. So everything that's happened in my past, that's who I'm relating myself to be. Or I am being defined by the vision of my future. Now, what the hell does that mean in terms of like real life shit? Well, for me, I was either going to be defined by the rejection, the abandonment, the feelings of not being enough, the feelings of not feeling worthy, and how I related. Is that how I relate to myself now? Is that how I see current situations? That is how you're relating to what you have access to, what you can actually perceive of with your senses in 3D reality, of where you're relating from. Relating to the past? Or was I going to relate to that future me? Not because of something that happened and then I felt that way, but because of how I saw myself, because of what I gave my permission and consent to be true for me. That I was whole and complete right now, not because I had a relationship. And this was very hard for me. I fought very hard psychologically because I was like, no, I can't feel these things because I haven't been shown that I'm worthy of them. No, I can't love myself until somebody else loves me. And those were all me relating to the past. And that's what I could have access to. So when I let that go, simply by becoming aware of it and making a new choice that's really uncomfortable, but eventually it becomes more familiar, that only when I was whole and complete could I then attract to me and draw to me and perceive of somebody who was also whole and complete. And we could be in a secure, loving, committed relationship. I had to start relating that I was worthy now and that I couldn't earn it, because that whole I have to earn it, that meant I was acting from a place of not feeling worthy and relating to the past, and also that I was deserving. So starting to tap into this energy here, that's what can help you to change what your future is. Because if you keep relating to the past energetically, you just keep recreating it. You're looking through the same lenses because your brain is literally what you see through. And as you stop this energetic connection by becoming aware of it and becoming aware of it in the moment. And again, I did this by starting to look at each moment. Okay, the story I'm telling myself is, unless I go out of my way and put my needs second, then this person's going to leave me. Or I'm responsible for their happiness and I have to take care. I have to basically smother. And if I don't do that, then they're going to leave me. Oh, I'm relating to my past. Okay, what do I know about myself? I know I have to stay with myself. I'm whole and complete. I'm worthy of unconditional love now. And I started energetically relating to myself through that vision of the future, meaning that then energetically I was here. And this was actually pulling me towards it. I was being defined by the vision of my future, not defined. I was being connected. I was energetically sending out the signature of my future and not of my past. Whatever one you choose, by becoming aware. Now again, you will attract and draw to you whatever you're sending out electromagnetically. So your thoughts are the electrical part and your feelings are the magnetic part. So how can you become more aware? What is the driving force of the action you take? Again, if you're feeling disappointed, are you telling a story that your friends left you out because you don't matter? Are you able to articulate and voice your needs to other people because you feel you're deserving and worthy? Do you feel too needy if you let somebody else know your needs? Because what would that be? I'm too much, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough. So who, the past or the future, What you are you relating to? The more you start to become aware of this and start to really ask yourself, okay, how would that future me see this situation? How would they feel when they woke up? Well, if you're deserving, worthy, whole, and complete, you're not waiting for other people. The authority, the validation, and the permission to do whatever you need to do. Not waiting for other things or other people. If you're doing that, you're relating to the past. Hoping that that person says yes, that childhood dynamic that you've got to get that authority, that parent, that caregiver to say yes, to approve of you, and you can't fully be authentically you. When you start relating to your future self, you can be that now, and you don't have to wait for anything. If you feel right now that you're waiting for something, realize you're relating to your sense of needs getting met through something else. That could be money, through someone else. That could be a boss, that could be a romantic relationship. If you're in that energy, oh, okay, how would that future me move like? Start to use your imagination, start to feel those feelings, practice those feelings in your body and feel safe. Or if there's resistance, become compassionately curious, as Gabor Mate would say. Why is it that I feel afraid? For me personally, as a recovering people pleaser, I have an impulse to take care of other people emotionally. So even if they have wronged me or hurt me, I want to make sure they're okay. And when I started to realize, okay, why do I keep doing it? Oh, I feel if I don't take care of them or if I don't make sure they're okay, I'm a bad person. That was a story I was telling myself. And if I'm a bad person, then no one's going to want to be around me. And it kind of was this whole story. And I thought, oh, I can take care of me and be a good person. So just starting to become aware of these energetics from the past with your adult mind, because that story was created when you were a kid and you didn't have the complex thinking. Now you do. And when you take them from implicit in your body and bring them outside of you, explicit, you can really start to cut those energies from the past and be defined by a vision of your future. If you want a little more support on how you can believe it before you see it, this next video right here is going to break that down. Thank you so much for watching. I love y'all. If you like this video, click like. If you haven't done so already, join this community, and I will see you on the next one.